All securities through Money Concepts Capital Corp., member FINRA, SIPC. Executive Wealth Advisors, LLC is an independent firm not affiliated with Money Concepts Capital Corp.
Welcome to Queen's Address Radio, presented by Executives Wealth Advisor and Shavanika Kelly of Kelly & Associates Incorporated with American Family Insurance.
Queen's Address Radio, where legacy meets purpose and high vibrational conversations move culture forward. I'm your host, Eartho Jallo.
I'm your host, Jamila Ewing. On this week's episode, we have Shaniece Wise Spencer, a business coach and podcaster. Hey everybody, it's your girl Jamila.
And your good sister Earth.
And we are the Queen's Address Radio. And so today we have a very, very special guest. Okay, this young lady is a business coach, an author of several books, CEO of Wise Armstrong and Associates, podcast host, proud mom and wife, also a minister, and the list goes on. But I want us to welcome Shaniece Wise Spencer. How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm blessed. Happy to be here. I'm smiling.
Yes,
God
you look gorgeous.
Thank
you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And so I just wanted to kick the interview right on off because we all know about your reputation. Your reputation precedes you. And so I wanted to ask, how did faith move from being something personal to something that you now use as a part of how you lead your business?
So I come from corporate. And so for so long, I kept them separate.
Right.
You know, this is Shaniece in business.
Right.
This is Shaniece in her faith. And then the Lord spoke and said, but the two can be combined. You can combine the two because that's what business owners are missing. They're missing faith. I mean, if you think about it, when you start a business, you're walking in faith. You're believing that clients will show up. You're believing that the sales will happen. You're believing that the revenue is going to take place. And so it got to a place where the Lord was like, you will grow when you combine the two. Stop running from who you are in ministry. Stop running from the words and, you know, what I'm giving you in order to enlighten your business owners. And so after that, I start including it. And so when I have my clients are all in all type of industries, and I let them know my coaching business has God in it. And so if this is not the right business, you know, if I'm not the right coach,
then
it's
okay.
Not your
client.
It's not, because we open up in prayer.
That's right.
And if the Lord gives me a prophetic word to give you, even in the midst of me giving you systems and strategies, I stop what I'm doing to give it to you.
That's right.
And so that's the way that I flow. But I ran from that for a long time because, you know, when you're in corporate, you can't bring that into corporate.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right. You want to be inclusive.
You want to be
everything.
Inclusive.
And
And so before my journey of entrepreneurship, I was in pharmaceutical sales. So I graduated from Ohio State, went into pharmaceutical sales. So you can't bring your faith there. You can lose your job.
Very business.
And so I kind of took that into the business world. And the Lord was like, no.
That's not what I have for you.
That's not what I have for you. You can write your own story. And whoever's supposed to be with you will be with you. And whoever is not, they won't.
Not. They'll fall away.
So I tell people ahead of time. And so now I'm very out front with it. Like if you go to my website, if you go to my Instagram page, TikTok, Kingdompreneurship, this is what I teach.
That's right.
This is who I am. And so you can either flow with it or not, but I'm established, you know.
So how did you go from pharmaceutical sales to
executive business coach?
This journey.
It's such an interesting journey.
And it's a very interesting. When I look back at it, I'm like, okay, Lord. So graduated, Ohio State, top 2% in my class in the College of Business. Very hard to get into it. My family just knew I was going to go into corporate, do my thing. And so after 18 months of being in corporate, I realized it wasn't for me. Like this is not.
Didn't take you long.
And so I was introduced to Mary Kay, the world of Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Get out.
And you remember me there. Yes. You know, we go way back. She did. That's why when I saw, I was like, oh, that's my girl.
I love it.
So yes. And so I went into Mary Kay. And I literally blossomed. Like by the age of 24, I was driving a pink Cadillac.
I know that's right.
I had all these clients, customers, like the Lord blew it up where I'm like, do I stay in corporate and report to someone else, or do I write my own path?
Yeah.
And so I decided to walk away from this job that was promised to me when I graduated. Good income. My family thought I was nuts.
Oh, wow.
Because they raised me, you go to school, you get this job, and you retire. Even though we have entrepreneurs, you know, they saw me and they wanted me to do that. And so I'll never forget my grandfather, who's 93.
Wow.
Now, at the time I went to him, I said, you know, Papa, I'm about to walk away from pharmaceutical sales. He would not speak to me. He would not talk to me.
That's that generation, though.
Girl. And he's one of the kindest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
They just want you to be safe.
But he's like, you done spent 4 years at the Ohio State to walk away to do Mary Kay, to sell products, to sell makeup.
She was good at it though.
But I understood the business behind it.
Right.
And so I quickly moved up the ladder. And so I had directors underneath me. I traveled all over the country teaching Mary Kay consultants on how to run a business. And so I was one of the only African American sales directors driving a pink Cadillac at the age of 25.
Wow.
In Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. By 28, I was an executive sales director.
Stop playing with her. Stop playing with her.
Revenue.
I know what I'm doing. Stop playing with her.
I do. You know, I did.
She said, I'm clear.
But I went to school for business.
Yes.
You know, I went to school for business, so I understood the business behind it. So yeah, I could sell products. I mean, one year we did, I mean, like my 14 years in Mary Kay, we did over probably 2 million in retail sales.
Come on now.
Yeah. And you know, so very successful at it.
Very successful
14 years of encouraging, motivating, but I realized it wasn't mine. I was still making a commission. And so we would do maybe $500,000. But my revenue didn't look that way. It was good.
Right.
But it just didn't match to what I was selling. And so one day the Lord, just like when I left corporate, the Lord was like, give it up and start your own coaching firm.
Yeah.
Because so many people, they were seeing my success in Mary Kay.
Right.
I mean, 7 free cards, doing all that revenue. I had over 300 clients, 200 consultants. I mean, just, you know, the Lord blessed, but I couldn't help people outside of Mary Kay. And so I knew that I was, you know,
elevating.
I was elevating, but I had to let it all go.
So that was her moment of knowing that she was born for something more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was like, Lord, but you want me to start
It's
all
a
over
ceiling.
again?
Yeah.
You want me to get rid of what I developed and I created? He said, give it up.
You'll get it done.
Wow.
So I gave up 300 clients. Like I sent my pink Cadillac back.
So what was your process like? Was it cold turkey, or was it a gradual process of releasing it?
I had to release.
Yeah.
But I also had people waiting. It was, you know, the Lord does things well.
Yeah.
And he does what he wants to do.
No
we can tell him stuff and he's laughing at us, right? And so I had to release, but at the same time, the Lord was replenishing.
Wow.
And so when I started my coaching business, I started as a personal development coach, which didn't really match because I was teaching business, right? So I was getting these clients who's like, you know, help me. And I'm like, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
So it was still me learning and developing. And then I believe as a coach, you still need a coach. And so I was hiring coaches and I'm like, how are you making all this money and I know more than you? You know what I mean? And so the Lord just was teaching me. And I, you know, as I grew, and I would literally travel all over and do free workshops. Like I built this thing. I would do free workshops. I would, you know, I wrote my book.
Yeah.
Giving back to the community.
I was just doing, you know, and I'm like, Lord, okay, you got me on this journey. And then I got to a place where I start charging.
Okay.
And then I got to a place where I understood
that your services are not worthless.
And my price model.
And your price is your price.
My price is, now that's a whole, we can go down that route because I don't play that game. I don't play that game because when business owners come to me and they're like, well, I'm charging $200 for this. And I'm like, well, you charging for this, but they're going to leave with your intellectual property.
Hey.
They're going to go on and be great.
With your stuff.
With your stuff.
With your
Get
stuff.
paid for that.
That's right.
Because they're paying people that don't look like you.
We got to stop doing that.
We have to.
We have to stop giving away our power.
But we as a people, we don't feel like we can charge that because the people that we're selling to, which really aren't our ideal clients, they're, oh, I can't get a discount. Oh, I can't
Not
spend
your client.
They're not your client.
Right,
And
y'all,
so it's just a different.
And it's no love
The
lost. I'm
mentality.
just not for you.
And like we always say, all dollars aren't good dollars.
No,
that's right.
So
No.
we learn to walk away
We-
from
yes.
some situations.
We
That's
do.
right.
We
You know,
do.
you know, you're a business expansion coach.
Yes.
That sounds so wonderful. Can you tell the people exactly what that is and what you do?
Yes.
Absolutely. So I don't necessarily work with startup business owners. I work with businesses that are already established and they're looking, because growth, you grow, you know, that you grow, you know, up and down, but you expand
Out.
Right.
And so I think, look at it as a tree.
Right.
Right. So you plant your business in the ground. It's rooted in the ground. You grow that tree, but from that tree are branches.
Yes.
And
It's
these,
also roots in the ground.
and it's roots in the ground.
That's
So
right.
all of these branches are how you expand. You expand by building your team. You expand by understanding the systems behind what you're doing, the business behind what you're doing. You expand by really targeting and toning in on those clients that are your true clients. It's not everybody. It's the ones who you solve a problem for, right? There's a problem and there's a solution. People come to you for the specific solution that you're selling. And so really identifying who your target audience really is, which it decreases.
And see, that's a lot that happens in business is that we think that marketing is just going out and
Or
trying
social
to
media,
sell.
yeah.
And it's not. You have to have a specific target audience. And a lot of times we go about that all wrong and we wind up trying to sell to the people who are not our ideal customers.
Absolutely. And that's how you
Absolutely.
lose connection, I think, too.
But it's how you leave money on the table. It's how you lose confidence. It's how, because you're like, well, why aren't people buying?
Absolutely. You are here with Queen's Address Radio. We'll be right back.
First in your family to build wealth? You've earned it. Now, let's grow it. The Executives Wealth Advisor helps women like you move from earning to owning, from making a living to making a legacy. I'm Keisha Smith-Jones, and I'm proud to sponsor the Queen's Address Radio and to help ambitious women create financial confidence that lasts. Text the word wealth to 844-467-5055 to request your free financial toolkit and start your journey today.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Jamila, and we are back with our very special guest, Shaniece Wise Spencer. So I'm going to get right on into my question.
All right, let's go.
Okay, and so you speak a lot about growth. How can you tell the difference between growth that feels right and growth that comes from pressure or ego?
So it's so funny that you asked me that. I'm writing about that right now in a book that I'm working on. So a lot of business owners think that their busyness is growth. And busyness is not always growth.
Okay.
Busyness can cause you to be uncomfortable. It can cause you to be stressed out. It's because you don't have the right systems in place. And so good growth as a CEO, it means that you're able to have people in place to work inside the business while you as the CEO work on the business. So what does that mean? Let me explain to you.
Yeah, break it down.
Working on the business as a CEO, you're bringing in revenue. You're out speaking, you're developing, you're coaching, you're connecting, you're doing all those things. Working in the business, processing invoices, doing your social media, things that someone else can do.
Answering the phone.
Answering the phones,
Getting the coffee and-
all those things that are inside jobs. As the CEO and the leader of your company, you should be focused on bringing in revenue. What are different branches of business that I can work on to attract people to what I do, and then delegate and then automate? All of that is inside of the business. So if you're still processing invoices, that means it's an opportunity for you to bring someone in or for you to automate something. And so good growth is when you're putting it out there, giving people stuff to do. You're breathing. You may be a little stressed because I mean, it's our business, but you're not so busy where the things that you need to get done are not getting done the right way.
Absolutely.
Good growth is when things are flowing, when leads are coming in, sales, you selling like that.
That increase in revenue.
Increase in revenue. And so that's really what I focus on when I work with business owners. Let's do a business audit. Let me look at the hidden issues that's going on in your business, and then let's apply strategy. You need strategy to your business. Let's look at marketing strategy. Okay. Yes, you're doing good, but elevation, what are some other things that you can do in your marketing world? Operations. Okay. Let's look at even revenue generating opportunities. And so how I help business owners that are at that 6-figure, 7-figure, level is I do a business audit and then I create a business analysis.
Yeah.
And this is my interpretation of what you shared with me. These are some things that you can do.
Right.
And so that's what we talked a little bit about Lisa.
Yeah.
Who's the owner, Lisa Gutierrez, who's the owner of Dos Hermanos.
Yes.
So with Lisa, she joined my coaching program, goodness gracious, maybe 7 years ago. I mean, we've been on this journey together for a while. And so Dos Hermanos is a Mexican restaurant, started as a food truck.
Delicious food, by the way.
Amazing.
Yes.
I mean, to know Lisa is to love her. She is one of the best people that I know. Love her. Kind heart, but she's very business focused. When she came to me, she was busy. She was growing. But the internal piece of her business was chaotic. Okay. She had 10 employees, did $1 million quickly. So the business grew very fast, but she didn't have all the systems in place.
Right.
And so from that, she came to me, we did an audit, we created an analysis. From 7 branches of business, we developed 17.
7 to
Wow.
17.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on with the stats.
That's
Yeah.
growth.
That's growth.
That's real
That's
growth.
And so let me tell you what else.
Yeah.
She was working in the business. We developed she has a management team.
Okay.
Now she has over 100 employees. So guess what she does now? She works on the business.
Wow.
She's out here. She's leading Dublin Chambers.
So she's not cutting the food up anymore.
She's not,
Yeah.
not
Right.
one thing.
Right. Not
And
the
I told her, I
onions.
said, Lisa, you're making $1 million. You're not paying yourself. We established
her
Yes.
paycheck.
her paycheck, right?
Yes.
I said, Lisa, you're doing all this work. When are you where's your self-care?
Right.
So now she's taking care of her.
Wow.
That's the growth that we are trying to offer the listeners. And I think our opportune word this year, 2026, growth.
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 You can't ever get mad at growth.
How can you be upset with growth?
The right growth.
The right growth
growth.
in health, growth in finance, growth in spirituality, growth in, your
in
walk
every
with
aspect
yes.
of your walk. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's so great. I don't know. We haven't talked about sharing this, but I'm sure she won't mind. But now she's doing so well. I mean, she's doing amazing. So many, open businesses and just doing amazing. But what blesses me so much about Lisa now is when I look out from the pulpit and I see her sitting in the sanctuary.
Yes.
And so all the years of me praying with her, coaching her,
Yes.
both worlds colliding, business and faith. Now I see her spiritual journey.
Yes.
Love
And
it.
so when people say Shaniece,
Growth and belief.
growth and belief.
Yes.
Shaniece, how do you know that this is, what you're supposed to be doing? That's how I know.
Right.
That's how I know.
when you see the people that you work with
when I see the
impact of-
fruit,
in a better position.
I see the fruit.
I love it.
I see the fruit.
I love it.
And that's when, because I've been on a journey where at times I doubt it because we're human.
Yeah.
Lord, is this really what you want me to do?
Right.
Things aren't looking the way that I desire for them to look. Challenging if this is my calling. But then when I see that, then when I see one of my clients, Dr. Monica Cox,
Yes.
whole catalog.
Flourishing.
What?
Yes.
Whole catalog of business.
Flourishing.
And that brings us right back to growth.
Yeah.
Where do you see as a business coach Black businesses in the next 5 years if we can really get ourselves together?
So this is a season where there are a lot of people popping up saying that they're coaches. I've been sitting and talking to the Lord,
And they're
about
not
this for a while.
certified in anything.
They're not.
Listen,
they're
they
not
just call
certified.
themselves like Dr. Dre ain't a real doctor.
And you crazy. You mean he's not
like
with
you
the
might be
chronic?
the coach in your mind, brother.
You mean Dr. Dre is not?
He ain't
not
no
with
real
him?
doctor.
Not-
He a doctor of music.
not
You
with-
don't
not
go
with
to
the
him for your
chronic? Okay.
facelift.
But so as business owners in our industry, people of color, we need to educate ourselves.
Yes.
We are very quickly, we go to the other race and we'll invest in a coaching program that's $25K. But when it comes to someone that looks like you want to ask a million questions. You want to see this, understand. here's the thing. Use wisdom and discernment. Know that you do need a coach. I don't care what type of business that you're in. You need someone who can see beyond where you're at. You need someone to give you strategy. But you also need to study to understand who is really about what it is that they say that they can do. And so if our people don't invest in us, they will fall by the wayside.
That's
because outside of our race, they invest in themselves.
Absolutely.
They will work 3 to 4 jobs.
They will.
To get the coaching they need in order to grow. Let me tell you this. One of my clients, Brienne, Airbnb business owner. When she came to me, she had made about $20K in the Airbnb business. She decided to invest. It was between me and someone else. Okay. And she did research, realized, I'm certified to do what I do. In June, she came to me in June, had only made $20K in her business. Did a business audit, created an analysis. In 6 months, she generated over $100K and established 20 Airbnbs.
That's what, see, listeners, this is what we're trying to bring you. Now, tune in and tell a friend.
That's right.
Because this is the information that we need in order to what? Grow.
What an increase.
But she invested at a high level. See, you can't see beyond what you're willing to invest.
Exactly.
And so she invested at a very high level and she surpassed the investment.
So how valuable are you? How valuable is your business? If you don't invest in yourself, then you can't expect anybody else to invest in you.
And we want to invest with pennies. You want to see dollars, but
you bring in change.
And so as a people, we have to shift our mindset.
We have to take a risk too.
We have to be willing to risk. And so that's where the spiritual realm comes in. That's when you understand the word of God. That's when you got
to go in the book of Matthew.
Listen, press down, shaking together.
That's right.
Running over. Like, you have to understand that the Lord will supply all of your needs.
Everything.
That's right.
Because he's able to do the exceedingly. He's able to do the abundantly, but only if you believe. And so you got to be willing to step out in faith.
Yes.
Still work. You got to do the work, but you have to be willing to invest in yourself. And if you don't, you'll stay in the same place. So
That's right.
5 years from now, business owners will not see anything different if they don't invest in themselves.
Absolutely.
And that's why Miss Shaniece Wise Spencer is here to tell you to invest in yourself. Get the coaches that you need. Okay? If you are in business, call her up. How do they get you?
Go to my website. All of my social media, all of my website is the same. It's my name. It's Shaniece M. Wise. Okay.
SHANIECEMWISE.com.
Everything. You follow me on TikTok, it's the same. You follow me on LinkedIn, it's the same. Instagram, my website. That's how you brand yourself so people can find you.
Absolutely.
And so even with my podcast, you go to my website, you click the link, and it is send you to my podcast,
That's
which is
right.
God is Not Boxable.
That's right.
And as business owners, we have to learn how to take the Lord out of a box. We box him in based on our mindset, not based on what it is he can do for us. Because there's so many blessings, but we got to catch up to them.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
But we have to shift our mindset, but we also have to get in place with people who are doing better than us.
And you can't be intimidated by those people or afraid.
You know, to be in those rooms with
That's
people
right.
who might be a little smarter than you. If you're the smartest person in the room, get
Or
in the room.
you're in the
more
wrong room.
wealthy.
Wealthy.
And see,
Or
that's
more
the thing.
connected.
Yes.
Or have more status.
Because you don't have to take everything that they have. You take those bits and pieces and then you incorporate. You don't compare. You just take it.
You can't compare where you don't compete.
And then I
Now,
have to say
that'll
something
preach
too,
right
ladies,
there.
and I know you guys know all about this. And please don't shrink in front of
Don't
those people.
shrink.
Don't shrink.
I remember a time when I used to change my accent around certain groups, and I would be in the bank, and I would just take the bass out of my voice, and my name is already Jamila. It's just an ethnic name, my dad got it out of this African book of names. But I just remember feeling that way, like, okay, maybe they'll accept me more in these spaces, in these business spaces, in these financial spaces, if I sounded a certain way. And I'm like, no.
Then you found out being your authentic self will open up
open
every
doors
door
that
to the
I
right
never
people that you are
dreamed about.
supposed
Do
to
you
be
hear me?
with. Authenticity will get you there.
Oprah
Further.
Winfrey Oprah, is that, I mean, who said that that's a white or black name? You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you look at her catalog,
Listen,
and she is who she is. And
she has
don't
surpassed
apologize.
everything
She does not apologize for it.
at all.
And so when we learn how to be authentic in who we are and how the Lord created us, he uniquely created us to be who we are.
That's right.
And he wants us to shine in who we are.
That's right.
Because it gives other people permission to shine as well.
Permission to
Absolutely.
What
shine
we
as well.
do, it is not for us.
No, it's
Nope.
not.
It is a testimony for someone else.
You know that's right.
You know, I went. I'm remarried, and so I went through a divorce, and through no, I'm blessed. No. But that first marriage, it taught me that my testimony to get where I'm at now was to be a blessing to other women who had to walk in those steps. And so the Lord brings me business owners, women who are out here trying to figure it out, that have gone through separations, that have gone through the divorces. Now, don't get me wrong, I've married all women, but I'm able to really speak to them because I'm like, you can survive because I'm on the other end of that.
Yeah.
And the Lord blessed me. I have an amazing husband. We have amazing
Shout out to him,
children.
right.
Yeah, shout out to him, you know. Amazing. And he allows me to be who I am. And we walk this journey, you know, with the Lord together. He is the leader of my home, you know, and I'm able to submit to him because he's worthy of my submission. And so I'm able to really speak to the people because I've gone through what I've gone through.
Yeah.
I've hit rock bottom in business.
Yeah.
How can I speak to someone else who's hit rock bottom if I haven't hit rock bottom?
That's right.
I've been in a place where I've lost everything, lost a home, all those men. But how can I minister to someone? How can I tell them that you can go?
Those experiences.
Yes, you can go from zero, where you're looking at your account like, Lord, how am I gonna feed my child?
Wow.
How can I tell them that you can get to abundance? You know, and so I know that the journey that the Lord, and don't get me wrong, me and him be in conversation because I'll be like, Lord, really? I'm like, are you serious?
Like, I know I'm being tested, but
I know that I'm being tested, but
I know this is a trial, but
girl, and
I submit, like, I'm yours. Like,
Shaniece, what is the number one thing that people get wrong in business?
that you can't bring God in it.
wow.
I wrote my last book that I published was is titled Where Business and Faith Collide, because it's a collision and it can exist together. You can pray and speak about the Lord and run a successful business, and a lot of business owners do come from corporate, and so they're like, no,
we don't want to offend anyone.
we don't want to
that might
offend
be
anybody.
agnostic or
But I'm
or
like, well, if they
atheist
get
or-
offended, then they need to go somewhere else.
right.
But I'm confident in who I am because of the
Yes.
journey that I've been on, you know.
Yes.
And I would say
And he
that's
gets the glory, honey.
what
Listen.
my little one, who he just loves Jesus. He's 5. His name is Xavier. This morning he
Hey,
woke
Xavier.
up and he was like, I said, did you pray today? And he was like, no, I just prayed the days I go to school. And I'm like, no, you pray every day, Zay. And he was like, well, I mean, I woke myself up this morning. I said, no, let's pause. Let's really
Hold
talk
that
about
thought.
this.
Yeah.
I'm like, the Lord woke you up.
That's
today.
right.
The Lord gave you breath in
That's
your body.
right.
And he's like, did he, mommy?
Strong.
And I'm like, absolutely. And you know, and so this journey has been a beautiful journey, especially now since I've allowed myself to be like, listen, I love the Lord. I love Jesus.
That's right. Come on, Jesus.
And I am a business owner, and you're
Uh-huh.
going to pay for my services. And that's what it is.
Right.
And I will change your life.
Yeah.
I will change your business. I will take you to zero to wherever you want it,
And
from
help
zero
you
to
create a plan.
Wherever you-
and help. But just know that God has to be in it.
That's right.
Or I'm not the right coach.
Or
That's
I'm not
right.
the right coach. You know, you brought up Xavier.
Yeah.
Shout out to Xavier.
And my
Shout out to
17-year-old, listen, my oldest,
Uh-huh.
both of them. I have
Okay.
a 17-year-old who just turned 17, Brandon, and my Xavier, who's 5. I love being a mom.
Yes.
Oh.
And I love being a wife. So
It's
I just
a
have
That's
to say
wonderful.
that.
That's
Yes.
what.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. When do we get our children involved and acclimated to maybe entrepreneurship?
Now. So I've purchased both of their URLs. And so Brandon C. Armstrong, both of them had the same middle name, Xavier C. Spencer. Yes. So I now. And so I've been talking to my oldest. I'm like, what do you want? You know, what do you want to do? And so his journey of confidence, and he's a basketball player, you know, all the many things that they go through, and, you know, just speaking life over himself. And it's so crazy. We do a vision board party every year in my family, in my immediate family. And my 17-year-old, he got up and he said, this year I'm more confident in me. He said, this year I'm getting a closer relationship with God. And I'm like, I'm sitting there trying not to cry. But I'm listening to him, and I'm like, Lord, I'm like, thank you, because for a while I'm like, Lord, where you at?
On the PlayStation.
Where you at? Like, God, come on. But so we're talking about, you know, words of affirmation, and so we're focusing on something with that. My little Xavier, my husband's a pastor, and he's our youth pastor at church, and you know, we minister to him, and he's like, he can sing, he you know, we read scriptures, like, and so we're just kind of trying to figure out where that's going. I think we're going to do some singing lessons, and he's very gifted.
Help him find his
Help
rhythm.
him find it. But you start young. You teach young. My oldest has watched me build a business, you know, and travel and do
what
all
an
the
example,
things.
Though.
Yeah, and
For
I'm
them to
seeing
see all
him
that.
finally
Absolutely
come into his own. Now, we still walking this thing
of
out,
course.
you know.
He's still a teenager.
Girl and boys,
And they don't want to eat their vegetables or clean their room.
Listen, I'm
But
like,
at least they have that foundational
Yes.
base.
Yes.
That hopefully, if they run into my, you know, grandchildren, daughters, that, you know what I'm saying, I can have that sigh of relief that he
Absolutely.
comes from a good home,
Yes.
who has that base of God.
That's
because
right.
so many people out here do not.
They don't.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
absolutely. My husband has always spoke over my 17-year-old, because he's small but mighty, and he told him, he said, you're David. And so there's no giant that's too big for you to conquer. And so this is how my husband, he
Pouring in.
speaks.
That's right.
You know, and so
That's important.
What? So I see Brandon having a clothing line. I see, you know, confidence, affirmations, him being able to speak to people who may not, because he's gone through a journey of building that. And so we're working on developing that. I want him to have many options.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What inner changes did you have to make before you really saw the success of your business on the outside?
Ooh, that's a deep one. Where I really, really became unapologetic about who God is in my life and inviting him in. When I really realized who my target audience was, and me being okay with it. Because for a while I was challenged with it, and I'm like, but Lord, I can do this for everybody. And he's like, but no, that's not who I called you. And so I had to be okay with that mentally,
Right.
you know, and so, and I had to realize all money wasn't good money.
That's right.
Yes.
And that was huge for me.
Right.
Huge.
Where I had to say no
Right.
to money, where I knew that it could bless my business.
Well, you know, yes, it's very expensive.
It's very expensive. And I learned that. I
Like,
learned
sure, I
that
can do
early.
it. And then you're overwhelmed
yeah.
the next month.
And so I learned that early. And when I learned that, I realized I had to keep on my board of directors, my lawyer, my accountant.
Yes.
Because I've had to tap into my lawyer, you know, when that all money is not good money. And we've had to go after and do. And so implementing contracts. And, you know, the Lord just had to take me on a journey. I also believe when I hit rock bottom and I had to rebuild, the Lord allowed me to step out and see.
I'm going to become a steward over everything I built.
Yeah. And that you're going to be okay.
Yes.
You're walking in your calling.
That's
be
right.
authentic in who you are. Don't try to imitate anybody else.
Ooh.
You don't like.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
We can't just let you
That
rip.
was a
Can you
jam.
say that one more
Yes,
time for the
yes.
listeners?
Which one?
That
You
last.
can't be that one.
Yeah, you know,
cannot
I was
be
seeing,
everybody else.
I was seeing other coaches.
He want you to be you.
And I found myself trying to mimic, and the Lord was like, "Nope,
Not gonna
That's
work.
not gonna work."
And that's when he cut me. He like, don't stop. And so when I rebuilt, he said, I need you to be Shaniece.
I need you to be Shaniece.
Not this person, that person. You can take a little bit of their gem, but when you speak like I told you to speak. You teach like I've told. And so now I'm like, listen, when I talk to business owners, I need you to think about Joseph. When Joseph built his infrastructure, the economy didn't look great. he had to store grain.
Mm-hmm.
He had to build. So when he had his dream, and the dream showed famine, but it also showed abundance. He had to build so Egypt would not fall.
That's
When
right.
famine came.
That's right.
He was a business owner. He built. Learn the word.
That's right.
Because it's living and it's breathing, and it still applies to what we do today. And so I had to build that confidence, being able to say, no. This is what the Lord said for you.
That's right.
And if you don't do it, shame on you.
That's right. And you'll suffer for
And
it.
you will suffer.
You
Oh,
will
you will
suffer
definitely
You
for
will
not.
suffer.
You cannot throw your assignment away. And that's when we hear people say, okay, I'm depressed. I have sadness issues. I'm
They're
drunk.
not being their
I wanna
authentic
smoke
selves.
weed so that I can get. And you know what? And I'm just so glad you said that, because some of these listeners out here needed that. I needed that. Like, I'm moving away from people I've known my whole life. You know, and I talk to Earth about this all the time. I want to bring them along with me.
Yeah.
Everybody can't
But everybody
go.
can't
My
go.
assignment is mine. Their assignment is theirs.
Yeah.
And I heard someone say once, like, okay, so when you try to give people something, like, have y'all ever had anybody say, I didn't ask you to do that.
Yes.
I didn't ask you to do that.
Yep.
Honey.
Yep.
But they didn't.
Yep.
You're not supposed to give it. Like when Shaniece was talking earlier about, okay, we're going to have these consultations, we're going to have these business meetings, but my price is my price. This is what it's worth, and this is what we're going to go forward doing. And I think a lot of times, and I know that you guys understand, like sometimes we do things in our community that, you know, we don't have the right confidence. We don't have the right leadership. We don't have the right mentorship. We don't have a business coach to say, we're going to frame it like this. We need to structure it this way because it's what's best. You want to do what's best in business.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to take a quick break on that note, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Queen's Address Radio on Joy 106.3. Is your insurance coverage really meeting your needs? Whether you're trying to protect yourself, a family member, or your small business, it's important to understand your options. Shavanica Kelly helps residents and business owners in Wisconsin and Ohio make informed insurance coverage choices. She'll help you decide whether the coverage you purchase is delivering the best value for your premium dollar. Shavanica believes the best way to do that is to educate her clients about what insurance does and does not cover. She'll meet with you one-on-one to address your personal or business coverage needs and help make sure your financial future is protected. Whether you need help with auto, home, or life insurance coverage, you'll get expert personalized guidance. Make sure your insurance coverage is delivering all the protection you deserve. For more information, call Shavanica now at 414-203-0524.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Jamila, and this is the Queen's Address Radio. We are still here with our conversation that's going so amazingly well with Shaniece Wise Spencer. So Earth had a question.
You know, I'm a person all about balance. So how do you find the balance between your coaching, your clients, your children, your family life?
Ministry,
you have church, you have ministry, you have this, you got that, girl.
All the things.
All the things.
things.
How do you care for yourself and find that balance?
So one thing I teach is called compartmentalization. And so when I'm in my office, I'm in my office. My family knows I'm in my office. Unless it's an emergency, leave me alone.
Boundaries.
Okay, boundaries, yes. And I lock my door. Because if I don't, my 5-year-old will be all up in there. Right?
She said, and I locked my door.
But when I leave my office, that compartment is closed. And I am mom. And I am very present with my children. There was a time in my life where I couldn't be because after my divorce, single mom, you know, just having to work a lot. But now compartmentalization, even with ministry, you know, I can't attend everything. I'm not attending every meeting. I'm not, but I'm also at a high position at my church where I'm right next to my pastor. And so sometimes the worlds overlap. You know what I mean?
But you have to be intentional.
And I'm very intentional. You know, I'm big on, because I'm also on a board of directors of our nonprofit at church. So I do a lot. I do.
Yes.
And so I am really intentional, and everything is on my schedule.
That's right.
Even vacation.
Right.
It's on my schedule. But what I do to balance, and this may be different for everybody, we are movie like goers. We love the movies. And I love, that's how one of the areas of my business is called the Unstoppable Community. And these are business owners who, are just unstoppable. They're working hard, all those good things. So I gave myself the name, the Unstoppable One.
I love it.
And I got it because we are Marvel fanatics.
How appropriate is that?
We love Marvels. We love the Avengers. And so me watching movies, that allows me, and reading books that are not my self-help, my business books. I'm talking about urban. Yeah. I'm talking about escape. all escape. And so it gives me peace. It does. It allows me to escape from my world for a little bit. You know what I mean? Before I have to go back into it. But we travel. We do all those things. Me and my husband are being more intentional about me and him stepping away and, spending time together. We just had a little vacation where we just went to a hotel and so
decompress
and just be with him.
You end up with burnout. You don't want to end up with burnout.
I've been
now
there.
You're flipping tables over.
You flipping and you tired and I always know
you disappear for hours.
and my family always I know when I'm tired.
Yes.
And when I've done a lot, and my husband will be like, "Let me just sit down for a minute."
Yeah.
Or my mom would be like, you're tired, But the beautiful thing, so this is a beautiful thing about where I live at. My brother purchased a house, him and my sister-in-law, during COVID. And so I'm pregnant, big and pregnant. And he's like, "I want you to come and look at the house next to us. Brand new area. Okay. So we go. And I'm just like, Lord, right now we can't buy no. So I'm telling God, right, we can't buy no house, we can't do nothing. And so when we get there, me and my husband are on two different areas of the home, and we're looking at it. And when we got in the car, I asked my husband, I said, "What did the Lord say to you?" He said that we're going to buy a house. And we're going to build this house. And I said, the Lord said the same thing to me.
Wow.
And so we have like a little area where my brother's house,
a village.
I
heard about this
house,
village.
and my house, and me and my husband's house is right next door. And so, when it comes to that balance, we have support. And so when we built our house, we built 2 master suites because I knew my mom wouldn't do it if I asked her. So my husband asked her to move in with us. And so we have 2 master suites where she has his master suite. We have a master suite, 2 different areas. Like we built the house of our dreams during COVID, where we're really able to capitalize on the interest rates, all that good stuff. And so, and even at my brother's house, my sister-in-law's mother is there. And so we have help. And so that helps a lot with your question.
That support is so important.
It is very important. And, I'm still respectful of it. My mom will help me with my 5-year-old, but I'm very respectful of it because my mom is classy.
She is so jazzy.
She is jazzy. She be doing her
She's got an appointment.
Listen.
These ain't the grandmothers from the olden days.
It's not, baby. It's not. But we're so blessed. We were just able to move in my 93-year-old grandfather. Oh. And so it's a compound.
That is so dope.
Yes.
Because we don't live, Black people don't live generationally like that.
But that's how we were raised, though.
We do in Africa.
Right. That's how we came up.
And now you have those generations, and your children have that in the home,
and
their great grandfather and their great grandmother.
I expect to be with my children. I'll be doggone if they put me in a nursing home.
Somebody
after everything I done did all these years.
Y'all better not play with me.
Y'all don't play with me. Play in my face.
But this is how. So when I talk about the lineage of our family, so the American Edition is one of the oldest African American areas here in Columbus. All of my family was raised there, and so my uncles, my grandparents, their brothers and sisters, everybody was there from my granddaddy's side of the family, which is the Fields, and then my grandmother, the Balsleys. And so you have everybody that grew up in one area. And legacy. So my mom, and you had Keisha on here, her dad grew up. Shout out to Keisha. That's my cousin, my sister. They grew up as brother and sister. Even though they're cousins, everybody was in one place. And so that's how we were raised. And so instantly when my husband said, yes, let's build, I was like, let's do it. The Lord will make a way. And we moved in May, and I had my 5-year-old in August.
Wow.
And so that support.
The timing.
God, but that having support is really, really important.
Yes, it is.
I tell people that,
and you pray for it. If you don't have it and you're listening, you pray for it.
And if you don't have it within family, you can build it.
Absolutely.
right.
You can build it. And I say all the time, I'm X amount of years old. Now you've been. And I am grown. And I still have female mentors who are older than me. I have male mentors who are older than me,
They have
because sometimes
wisdom.
I need to ask a male
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to build this kind of village.
You
Listen,
do.
my daughter is my mentor, and she's a high school, so she showed me how to use my phone.
I love it.
I mean,
love it.
this new generation,
They know all
They-
about these devices and all
Listen,
that. I'm like,
people try to talk
There's no
negatively
age.
about them.
Nope.
But they are brilliant.
Brilliant.
They're brilliant. My son, when my oldest, when it comes to math,
Brilliant.
brilliant.
That's
I
my
know.
grandson.
I know when he's slacking
yes,
because he is gifted and talented. No,
Listen,
literally,
listen,
and honors.
Listen.
And so I know when he's slacking.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
If our children
brilliant.
got what they truly needed,
that's right.
they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They've
brilliant.
always been ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
always
just have to be
America's
nurtured.
worst nightmare.
absolutely.
It's our youth coming up because they're not afraid to speak their mind.
Nope.
That's right.
Nope.
You as a parent have to learn how to cultivate that. You
That's
have to
right.
learn how to nurture that.
Nurture that.
And so
exactly.
with my son, boys don't always talk. And so when he talks, the world stops for me and I listen.
because now he has something to say.
He got something to say. And I know that he's in a phase right now where he's letting people go. He's okay with being by himself. And I told him there's power in that.
Yes, it is.
Because you don't be around people who don't respect you
That's
and
right.
don't honor the God in you.
That's right.
And so he's going through that and he's learning that. And I'm grateful for it, But anywho, that is how the support is. I literally, you pray for it, but I'm grateful to have it. But even my girlfriends and my cousins, I'm like, I need somebody to come watch Xavier. And they'll do it.
Yeah.
Like I was strategic. This is funny.
Yes.
I was strategic in my godparents. I really was.
Yeah.
And so my 5-year-old, my husband picked 2 and I picked 2. And so Kim and Keisha are godparents, and then my other cousins are his so he has 4 sets. And so I did that on purpose because I know that I can get the support that I need when I am busy
That's right.
and I'm tired
That's right.
and I need a little bit of help.
Right. And they're already in alignment with what you believe in
Absolutely.
anyway. So you don't have to vet them or
Absolutely.
wonder. No, I know exactly what they're doing.
And I can
at
call
4:30, they're doing their homework.
I listen, and when you could, because I know that I have a lot on my plate.
That's right.
So when I can call, Uncle Jeff or Aunt Trina, or I can, call Godmommy Brittany, like
Shout out to them.
shout out to all of them.
It takes a village.
It does. It really, really does.
Shaniece, when does or should a business owner decide to just shut it down, throw in the towel? It's over. Business didn't work. It failed. We're done. Close the doors.
See, I'm challenged
Pack it
with
in.
that.
Yeah.
I'm challenged.
That's why
with
I
that.
asked.
I'm challenged because if you're doing it, that means that the Lord has called you to do it. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. Everybody may not know to pray about it. Everybody may not be, spiritually developed in that area. But if the Lord put you in an area, then if you have not gotten all the support, if you have not invested in it, if there's not a checklist of things that you've done, then there's still work to do. Now, if you have invested, if you have done all the things,
All that you can do.
Right.
then maybe it was only your calling for a season.
A season.
Maybe it's not forever.
And you can just grow out of it.
and you can pivot.
or you can pivot.
Maybe it was that, and from that is this.
Right. The direction changes.
Yes, yeah. And so I just, when business owners give up really quickly, I'm like,
Is this really your thing?
Like, it's not going to be a bowl of cherries.
It's not, entrepreneurship is not
It
For
a
the
is.
faint
walk
of heart.
It
in
is.
a park. It
Listen.
is not. If you are not strong in who you are,
Listen.
you're not going to make it.
You're not going to make it.
I mean, ups and downs, you sacrificing money, time, energy. effort,
Finding the right people.
finding the right people. And so that is that question is almost like a catch-22, because you would have to come to me and tell me you did all
that
the
you can
things, all the things,
Everything.
every
And
single
let's look
thing.
at it like you said, so we can see if maybe you need to pivot, or maybe you did this step was wrong and you can go back in.
Because for some reason the Lord has you in this place.
That's right.
Right? And so if he has you here, there's something that you need to do. Is your assignment up? Because if your assignment ain't up and you stop before the Lord says so, then you got to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there that are meant to be blessed just because you do what you do.
That's
Yes.
right.
There's people connected to your blessings.
That's right.
And if you don't show up,
Then they don't get what was due them. And see, now you're in trouble.
yeah. Yeah.
Should. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I was just gonna say you got to know when to fold them.
Yeah.
know
And-
when to
and-
hold them, know when to walk away.
And should everybody go into business
Right.
and say they want to be an entrepreneur?
Right.
Everybody's not meant for business. Everybody's just
Not
not
meant to be an entrepreneur.
They're not meant to be an entrepreneur because there's a certain grit
That's right.
that you have to have
To be an entrepreneur.
to be an entrepreneur.
That's right.
And you have to know that you can't do this thing on your own.
No, you
Nope.
cannot.
You got to have mentors. You have to have coaches. You have to have partners,
You gotta
advisors. You got to network.
Go
in order
and
for it to be
learn some
successful.
things.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have
Learn
it,
from
but
people
it's
who
not
are
gonna
doing
be successful.
and learn
And
from
when-
people who are doing better than
when-
you, who may be in the same industry.
who may
That's
be in
right.
it, and it's okay because who's meant for you is for you,
It's
and who's
right.
meant for them
That's
is for
right.
them.
That's it.
There's enough out there
Oh,
for all
plenty.
of us.
That's right.
It's plenty. The Lord multiplies.
And you know that's right.
He multiplies, right? And so I would say, you just have to really, really be careful and be cautious when you end something before it is meant to be ended.
And I would probably say too, and I know you know this as a business owner, like the foundation has to be set. Like when you talked about putting the foundation, putting the word in the
Yeah.
foundation before the stones and the
Or the
word was
crumble.
laid. Right. And and if that foundation isn't solid, it's okay to knock that one over and start again.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people be successful in business that didn't have the right foundation or the right group. Or the right investors or the right people, and they were like, okay, well, this didn't work, and we were forcing a square inside of a triangle, and it did
Yeah.
not work, and so you just wiped the slate clean. That's probably just not the location for this
It might be your
business, or
exodus,
it might be your and so I've seen that happen too for a lot of people.
Well, I think that there's enough information out there now for you to know that you have to build your business the right way. If you think about Genesis and you think about how the Lord created the earth, he was so strategic in how he separated the waters, how he created mankind, how he, everything that he did. And so strategy began in the beginning. Your business has to be built on strategy, on
Yes.
systems. It has to be strategic. You have to have clarity. And one of the things that I wish I had gotten when I first entered into developing my coaching program, I wish in the beginning I had the right coaching.
Right.
Don't be afraid as a new business owner to spend money and get the right coaching.
That's right.
It's easy to get it in the beginning instead of getting it later and
Making
then
all those mistakes,
and then you got to backtrack.
Yeah, and you
Because
got
that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
And it's like for me, it's like a mother teaching a child. I'm trying to teach you the right way so you don't have to build the way that I did. Praise be to God I did so I can teach you. But start in the beginning. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
There are two true emotions.
Yes.
Love and fear.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid.
That's
Everything
right.
that you want is on the other side of fear.
And you know that's
Absolutely.
right.
Take that chance. You are tuned in to Queen's Address Radio, heard exclusively on Joy 106.3. Thank you to our special guest,
We love you,
Shaniece M. Wise
Shaniece.
Spencer. You are wonderful, brilliant
Yes.
woman of color.
Thank you for blessing
so
this
much
show.
for joining us.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
And for one more, before we end, can you share your social media one more time for the listeners?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you can find me again. My name is Shaniece Wise Spencer, but on social media, you'll find Shaniece M. Wise. And so you can find it's Shaniece, SHANIECE. MWISE. That's my website, ShanieceMWise.com. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, every piece of social media out there. That's how you find me. You can find my services. You can schedule a discovery session. If you're in a place where you're like, I know I need help, and you're not afraid to get there and get it, you can go and schedule a discovery session on my website. They are free. They're complimentary for me to find out and help you identify those hidden issues that exist. My books are there.
Complimentary, she said.
Complimentary, absolutely.
No excuse.
Get
Yep,
empowered.
Yep. My books are on my website, my programs, even my podcast, God is Not Boxable.
God is
and
Not
so,
Boxable.
yeah, absolutely.
Subscribe, y'all.
Subscribe.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Shaniece. It's been your girl, Jamila.
And your good sister, Earth.
And this is the Queen's Address. Peace and love.
Queen's Address Radio is sponsored by Shavonica Kelly of Kelly & Associates, Inc. with American Family Insurance. More information about Kelly & Associates, Inc. and American Family Insurance at 414-282-3105.
To every professional woman ready for more than a title, the Executives Wealth Advisor is here for you. You've built your career with purpose. Now, let's build your wealth with intention. I'm Keisha Smith-Jones, and as a proud sponsor of the Queen's Address Radio, I invite you to take the next step toward financial freedom. Text the word wealth to 844-467-5055 for your free financial toolkit and start creating your legacy today.
Like and subscribe to the Queen's Address podcast on YouTube, Audible, and anywhere you get high vibrational content.
You're listening to Queen's Address Radio on Joy 106.3 FM, Columbus's inspiration station. Stay lifted, stay rooted, and stay royal. You've been listening to Queen's Address Radio, queensaddress.com.
Queens in the house! All securities through Money Concepts Capital Corp., member FINRA, SIPC. Executive Wealth Advisors, LLC is an independent firm not affiliated with Money Concepts Capital Corp. Queens in the house! Radio.